Ah, god damn, hurry up. Oh shit. Hey, man. David got some new crazy evidence popping off. It's looking ugly right now. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into all that, let's get things clear. It's your boy Classic from Classic Live. I'm a music producer slash content creator. Work with the likes of 50 Cent, Razkaz, Will I Am, Kendrick Lamar, Young Buck, so many different people, man. But hey, this your boy Classic, and I got my homie OG Corn Dog with me in the building, man. So before we start, I'm gonna need y'all to do two things. Make sure y'all hit that like and y'all subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? What's the word, Brian? We got Brian in the building early. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's been going kind of crazy with David, man. So much new material has been popping up. And for those that don't know, David is a R&B singer that came up on, I think, like TikTok and stuff, to where he's been in the headlines for apparently having a relationship with somebody that was underage, and this young girl ended up losing her life. And there's been all type of evidence popping up here and there. She was found in the trunk of his Tesla. Evidence of apparently he had like a burn cage for her. So much graphic detail about how she was unalived, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's very unfortunate. One thing that I do want to see happen, like I want to see like the police interrogate the parents more, because it's crazy that this girl wanted to run away so bad from her household to where it make you question like what was going on in the house to the point to where you always wanted to leave and you get with this guy. Now I do know fame could have a part to play in it because the dude was popular, and you know a lot of people you got even grown adults enamored by celebrities to where they'll end up doing whatever it is if they tell you could get told to. So you know, I really question like what's going on with the parents. They haven't really been vocal about what's going on recently. But yeah, man, they have new details. Apparently, she was pregnant by David, and that's part of the reason why he wanted to get her out of here. Like, I think they said he convinced her not to go through with it, but it's a lot of bad details that's incriminating this guy to where I think at the beginning of all this stuff, didn't he say he didn't know her? Or if he did say he knew her, it was just he tried to downplay their relationship, but he was literally in a full-fledged relationship with this girl, man. So before we get into this video, man, Corn Dog, like, what do you think about this whole situation, bro?
Oh, well, you want to know what I think about it?
Yes.
We might have to wait for the later of the show because, like, this is early. You know what I'm saying? We got to follow these YouTube guidelines because it ain't time for me to do that type of stuff. Like,
Give it a minute. Give it a minute.
You know, crashing. You know, but let me give you my PG version. Okay. This dude, hey man, I don't feel no remorse to this guy, even if he allegedly did this. Because the fact of everyone knowing his relationship with this young girl is enough said of what type of person he is. He is a total scumbag. Okay. Let's get that straight. I don't care, even if he's not convicted of this, he's still going to be known as a scumbag in my eyes. But ain't no way this dude's not getting out of this. He's going bye-bye. Gonna meet Mr. Buttman in about a couple of years. But well, my point is, man, like, you know, with the evidence and, you know, we talking about the preliminary hearing right now. Yeah, you know, this is, I guess, the third day of the preliminary hearing. And I think we probably got a couple of more days to go because there were certain details that was left out, like you had mentioned about the burn cage. Because I had did a report on this, and I don't remember too much about the video that I covered, but I do remember that there was like a cage or some type of burn cage that was involved with that. You know what I'm saying? And the text messages that was read aloud to court today is is very damning for him. Just totally damning. The mentioning of she was pregnant, abortion. I think there was also another mention of her in the text messages saying that I loved you. I unalive my for you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's damning. That's the text messages alone. I mean, not even the text messages. There are other things that's involved with this case that are, oh man. Like, I'm a father, you know what I'm saying? I have a daughter. And this hypes me up right here. That's why I'm trying to calm myself down right now. I ain't trying to crash yet. We're gonna find out later on when we get into the details of this video. But yeah, man, what I think totally, the dude's a scumbag. He deserved to be where he's at. He's not getting out of this. I honestly think that there's somebody else involved with this too. I don't think he did this by himself. You know what I'm saying? What's so crazy about this in the first place is that his video, the romantic, or is it the homicidal, or I don't know how it go. Romantic, homicidal, something. I don't know, something like that. I've never seen the video. Yeah. I've seen glimpses of it. You know what I'm saying? I really want to watch the video now because he did this way before, or probably during the time that he knew her. You know what I'm saying? He got to know her at, oh my God, I hate to say this. He got to know her at the age of 11, and then he started with the relationship at the age of 13. This pisses me off, man. Really. You know what I'm saying? The evidence is very damning for him. He's not getting away with this at all. Not at all. This is just the preliminary hearing. This is just the preliminary. Once the trial really goes down and you goes into all those details, it's going to be so horrific that the judge and the jury is going to be biased automatically.
Hey, at what age? If she was that age, how old was he at that time?
Okay. Now, I don't remember the 11 part, but 13, I think he was 19. I'm not sure.
So basically, just overall, he was already legal. For sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, oh, man, that's crazy, dude, just to say this, dude. Because I don't like having this type of shit in my brain. Pardon me, but I don't like saying, I don't know, just the saying the sentence is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he's going to get what he deserves. And what's so unfortunate about that is that he's not really going to, I think he's facing the death penalty, but there's no death penalty in California anymore. So I don't know what type of capital punishment they talking about. Because that's what he's up for, right now. I mean, I would say so. These details in this case are very gruesome. They are very gruesome. This doesn't sound like an average human being. There's something wrong with that man. And I label him as a sociopath. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not gonna lie, on so many different levels, it's wrong. Just from the beginning of their relationship, like since the inception of it and the way how it ended. Like, honestly, all this stuff was unnecessary and should have been avoided. But this dude really effed up on multiple different levels. Brian said there's so much damning evidence against him, which I agree with that. Also, he said, I was like, what the F? When it came out in court that he was shopping for chainsaws in the right color. Brian also said he broomed her, paid the parents, got her pregnant, and decided she was going to cramp his style. Now, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so much. Can I say manipulation? Like, yeah, he manipulated her. He manipulated the family. Yeah, bro. Like, if California don't partake in a death penalty right now, I really don't know. Like, what, just life in jail without parole or something is possible, or what do you think is going on with that?
I'm not sure. I mean, because with like things like this type of case would be like, that would involve special circumstances, and whenever special circumstances is involved, that the capital that capital pops up. You know what I'm saying? And when capital pops up, that only means one thing: the death penalty. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it says the death penalty remains a legal punishment in California, but executions are currently blocked by an official executive moratorium.
Right. That's what I meant. Now, let's get on the subject of what you spoke of earlier and Brian was speaking about with the parents. You know what I'm saying? Because me, ain't nothing like that flying, bro. It ain't gonna ever fly like that, bro. You ain't got the cops to worry about. You got me to worry about. You know what I'm saying? That's where you messing up, bro. So ain't nothing like that gonna fly in my house. Now, I don't know what was going on in her household. There go that dog again, man. I keep telling you every time, dude.
8 o'clock on the dot.
God damn, but the parents, dude, like there is something foul going on with them, even though they had to sit there and hear these things about her daughter in the preliminary hearing and see the footage of the autopsy and hear these gruesome details. Yo, that's hard to listen to, and I feel for them for that. Okay, but I don't know how long that you guys will so-called say she was missing, because I don't think you guys ever considered her missing because you know where she was at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, with him paying her off, I don't know if this is accurate. Could be, let's just say, allegedly paying the parents off. If he was paying them off, how much do they get the blame for this situation?
Partial. Hell, you would have to say, I mean, I ain't gonna say 50-50, but yeah, they're pretty much granting permission for it. You know what I mean? So that runaway thing, I don't know if that was a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly believe the parents knew where she was at. Period.
Now, runaway, remember last time we covered this topic and we saw video footage of this dude going to a school and he was handing out money to different people, allegedly to keep people quiet, certain students and everything. So maybe she was running away at first, and once the parents kind of figured out what was going on, either from her confession, instead of them going to the cops, he found a way to bribe them. Like, what did she say? Hey, my parents know about us, this, and that. And he figured out, hey, I'm gonna have to give y'all some money. Don't tell nobody.
Right. I mean, come on now. If he didn't pay him, do you think they would have been quiet that whole time she was missing?
Hell no.
Like I said, like it would have never. That type of game wouldn't have never jumped off. You can never come over here with enough money, and you offering money to me like that, and I know you grown, dude. You better get ready for this. I'm about to straighten your ass out, not to ever ask that question again. You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing that over here. Yo, man, I mean, when you really think about it, man, I would have to say, yeah, that I think they should be held responsible, partially responsible for this, dude.
Yeah, and not for the
It's
fact
just
of
like when kids get in trouble at school and they do something that's out of the hand to, where the police need to be involved, and the cops, I mean, call the parents, and these kids did something bad like vandalism or something. The parents are gonna have to pay for it. You understand what
yeah.
I'm saying? So it's up under that same line of condition right there, bro.
The only thing that I would say is that I don't think that they thought that their daughter would end up being in a situation that she's in now, but they just condoned a relationship to where someone was actually legal with somebody that wasn't legal. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they figured that it would get to this level, but yeah, it's all they still deserve some type of ramification behind that.
Yeah.
Brian said a couple of things. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if they switched to an insanity plea. Negro, please. Ain't no way that they gonna let him get off with no insanity
because he's not.
He shows too many different, like, honestly, if he was to go with the insanity, they will start picking apart his whole. So how is he able to have a music career and do all these other high functioning things if he was quote unquote insane? Brian also said the extraction of certain limbs makes it a special circumstance
Absolutely.
type of penalty.
Absolutely.
So that's very cruel. And to be honest with you, all the evidence that they have linking the fact that he planned all this is premeditated all day long. This wasn't no heat of the moment type of situation. And that's the type of stuff that gets you a lot of time. Brian also said they could be charged, he's talking about the parents, with child neglect, contributing to child trafficking, and delinquency.
And child endangerment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I believe. I don't think the parents should get off scot-free with this.
I don't think so either.
They have to be questioned and held responsible for this. That's what I'm saying. It's like they're not the people that did everything, but they basically allowed a relationship that shouldn't have been happening to happen for, allegedly money. So that's what they say. It's not money, but it's what you're willing to do for it. That's the problem. And I think that's very much a problem to where they have this young girl dealing with basically this legal adult, man. So
right.
Yeah, bro. I got this video, man, by Kadisha Lynn. You feel me? And it says David texts to Celeste over pregnancy released. Now, this is crazy. This is more incriminating footage or material that honestly, if they got the text, if she got the text messages now, is this something that's being used in court? Or if people can see these text messages now, will that deem the same text messages not worthy to be in court because of the public knowing this type of stuff?
I mean, you're talking about the ones that they were talking about in court?
We're gonna have to see in the video, but I'm raising the question. If this is something that she got from the court, then yeah, of course they can use it. But if this is stuff that's been floating around to where it got leaked somehow, will that still be able to be admissible into court? Because they can kind of be like, well, no, this will make people feel a certain type of way. So
nah. It's no way, because they have to get it from the source. You know what I'm saying? In order for it to be credible in court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, bet. Well, shit, let's get on into it, man, and see what these creepy text messages have to say.
We are now seeing the text messages between David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez about her pregnancy. On January 8th of 2024, David texts Celeste that he is so sorry, that he never wanted to put her through this. And mind you, Celeste at this time is only 13 years old. Celeste says, no, it's okay. Neither of us are able to take care of it. David responded saying, I know, but still. And Celeste said, don't worry about it, my love. David said, you're so much stronger than me. I love you. Celeste says, I love you more, my love. It's okay. Neither one of us are capable of watching the baby. David then says, when are you going to get it done? Celeste responds, 2 days. And then David says, my mom told me I had to ask this question. Don't get offended. Is it mine? Celeste says, of course it is, David. This text message of him saying...
So far, David just said his mom, quote unquote, asked, is it his kid? And another part, like I said, he was manipulating her, manipulating the parents, because he's manipulating her into going through with this procedure and shit like that. And it's crazy that his David parents, I wonder if David lied to his mother saying like, oh, well, the girl is of age or whatever. I wonder if she knew like the extent of what was actually going on. Like,
I think she did, because people got eyes, okay? And if I seen him and I seen her and I'm like, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? You know what I mean? We're gonna have a problem, especially we're gonna have a problem. Yo, look, I think his parents knew what the situation was. I think they knew. Both parents. You know what I'm saying? They both knew. Okay, the mention of these texts right here, are these the ones that's read, the same ones in court?
I think we're going to get to that.
Okay, well, yeah, because, you know, wow, it'd be crazy that she got a hold of this type of information before anybody else. You know what I mean? That's my whole point, is saying that. Then
we'll just have to question where the leak came from. But, dude, if both of these parents knew about that, man, lock their ass up. Lock their ass up.
That part.
Like, how can you know that your child is doing the stuff that he's doing and y'all condoning this? Like, hey, who said that? Martin Luther King? Basically, like, if you seen somebody doing wrong and you don't say nothing about it, you're just as wrong as the people that's doing that. So it's all bad. You got this shit going on to where you got two parties of people that's letting this shit go on without even saying a word, and that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's that what you call that R. Kelly shit.
Hey, for real. And on that R. Kelly shit, bro, the parent allegedly, Aaliyah parents knew about what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, this isn't nothing that's new. It's just, the crazy part about it is we wouldn't be knowing anything about this if the girl didn't end up missing and she didn't lose her life. The shit would have been going on. Well, apparently he told her to get rid of the kid and stuff, but if he kept messing around with her, eventually I'm pretty sure she would have been like, hey, I'm tired of putting my body through this. I'm gonna end up having a kid, and that would be something that we'd have probably figured out a long time from now or whatever. But yeah, that's crazy. Brian says she's just getting into her teens. That's beyond sick. Yeah, that's very sick. And that's what I'm saying again. Like, you got grown people that can be manipulated into believing what somebody is saying is true, let alone somebody that's underage, bro. So, like, David, it ain't no way that they ain't gonna think that he's insane. They're just gonna think he's a sick individual, and with sick individuals, they're gonna receive that type of punishment that's low-key well deserved. I know it's innocent until proven guilty, but with all this evidence that's been put out there, he's basically guilty. It ain't really no way around it. It would take a miracle to disassociate him from all this evidence that's leading towards him, and multiple people are damn near agreeing with the fact that he has something to do with this. So, Future said it best, man. Ain't no way around it. Like, it's over, bro. Like, just wrap it up, man.
You fried.
Finito.
His mom told him to ask, is it mine? Like, what do you mean? Did your mom know about Celeste because she was already being weird, not wanting to go to the grand jury, talking in encrypted chats with the financial manager that was asking what happened right after Celeste was found, moving all your money around? You were putting your houses in your mother's name literally a week after this went down.
That's
and
that
in March
Diddy
of
shit.
2024 is when Celeste told David, all we do is have physical relations, and I want more than that for myself. On June 19th of 2024, Celeste asked David, does your mom know that we're having physical relations? abortions. And David said, she thinks that's the first thing we're going to do when we see each other. On June 27th of 2024, Celeste is talking to David about how their physical relations hurt. She texted him in capital letters, "It hurts." David responded that he didn't hurt Celeste because he never heard her say ow while they were doing it. And Celeste responded multiple times, clarifying that no, it did hurt. Then on August 30th of 2024, Celeste
I don't want to hear this.
Regret that she got the abortion, telling David that she killed her baby for him. And then on November 7th of 2024, Celeste and David seem to be fighting over something. And keep this date in your mind because prosecutors allege that they actually broke up in November of 2024. Celeste.
Now, a couple of things that stuck out. It's crazy. Like you said, the whole Diddy situation, very familiar. Said in the West, what's the word with it, man? It's very familiar that you said that Diddy did the same thing. Once he knew shit was about to go down, he started moving stuff around, putting things in his mom's name and shit like that. And come on, bro. You got to be hella guilty to start moving around like that. And then she said that she ended up deleting her child for him. So once again, this dude was manipulating a lot of people that was around him, bro.
Yeah. And just a kid, man. To go through all that, it's a lot to go through. You know what I'm saying? She probably didn't know how to deal with that situation. She probably didn't know how to deal with the situation. Him saying the things she was saying to her about the whole thing, and it seemed like they came to a decision on what to do, and they went through with it. You know what I mean? And then continues the relationship. Now, the whole point of probably most likely why he unalived her is because of the breakup and all that, and she didn't know how to deal with that at a young age. You know what I mean? Very emotional, traumatic for her. See photo images of him with other women, driving her even more crazy. So she calls him up and says, I'm going to tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? And this is where it comes into the part where the prosecution is saying is for further advancement of financial gain. You know what I'm saying? That's where that part comes in. You know what I'm saying? Not good, bro. None of this is good. Like you said, he premeditated everything. Ordered stuff from Amazon of all people. Good Lord. What the hell is wrong with these stupid criminals out here? I don't know, man. There's no way that he's getting out of this. And I am looking forward to him receiving at least 200 years. Come on now. I don't want to see no football numbers. I want to see 200. Okay? And
you just said something crazy, bro. Like, what's up with these criminals and them not knowing about paper trails? Like, why would you order all these different items that they can link back to your Amazon cart? Like, that don't make no sense, brother.
It doesn't, bro. Like, come on, man. You premeditating this? Oh yeah, no, man. I'm not gonna say nothing about. I'm not endorsing crime or anything, but that sounds fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? It sounds very stupid. Like, people don't think. Hell, he didn't know what he was doing in the first place. He made a bad decision. You should have just only got fried. Let her, you know what I'm saying, just take you down. You probably have been in better circumstances after she took you down. Now, you really down. And boy, when you get up in there, they're going to say, you little pretty young ass, slick your hair back and hold on to this belt buckle. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen to him.
Sing that song for me again. I'm not going to lie. He got to be in PC, bro. because
Oh, yeah.
that's definitely one of the things
Oh,
that they
yeah.
would tolerate being locked up. And
Oh, yeah.
especially as more of these details come out about like, oh, you did this, you did that. All right, bet we about
In
to
the
make your
county
life
jail?
a living hell, bro.
In the county jail? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers in the county jail read the newspaper every day to see if they're gonna see that type of person come in there. I
Hell
remember
yeah.
I remember when I was locked up, I read the newspaper every day like everybody else. And the newspaper get passed around. So when I got a hold of the newspaper, there was some dude, it was this dude, the dude, Johnny Hollywood something. They made a movie about it with Justin Timberlake. Somehow it happened in Palm Springs type shit. I think you remember that Justin Timberlake had all the tattoos on him. It was a whole white boy gang.
Yeah.
James Hollywood, I think that was his name. When I got a hold of that, and I'm locked up during that time when he got caught, it was a big blue X over this picture, which means somebody looking for him in the pod that I was in. You know what I'm saying? They was basically saying, if that dude come in this pod, I got him. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely be looking out for shit like that, and which is why he's in PC right now, and probably gonna be in PC for the rest of his life.
If he was smart, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's finish this shit up though. But yeah, ain't nowhere to run to, ain't nowhere to hide with this.
Was telling David that she was physical with him for almost a whole year. David told her, "You're treating this like it's the first breakup." And then he responded again saying, "This is the 8th time." And then a little bit later, David starts accusing Celeste of being the one who's trying to initiate the physical relationship, which is absolutely crazy because what do you mean? She's 13 years old. Anyways, David texts Celeste that she's the one that keeps initiating kissing and having physical relations, and he folds every time. And continue to tell her that he follows her lead every single time. Oh, it's important to note, after every single one of these text messages were being read in court, they were making sure you knew Celeste's age, only 13 years old at the time, and David being 19 years old. All of these text messages are so disturbing to read. Like, Celeste, as this little girl, really thought she liked this man, and he was literally grooming her. Literally have to remember that David is a grown man who is literally a star. He's a celebrity that is literally focused in on this little girl. So yeah, I mean, everything that we are seeing come out about this case is literally things that we are finding in the Discord and all of this stuff months ago. And it's absolutely disturbing to see these things actually being true. But we do have the preliminary hearing still happening on Monday, so they are not done yet. And I feel like they already have a lot. So I will be back on Monday to give you more information coming out of the preliminary hearing. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Yo, shout out to Khadijah Lynn. Now, one thing that stood out, they said that it was messages that was in the Discord. Now, what Discord server was that all this stuff was being discussed in?
And how did they have those messages?
That's what I'm saying.
That is some deep research. Nope, we ain't gonna say research. We gonna say that is a leak. Somebody's leaking information.
Brian, hey, for real though, this dude Brian said SEX lies and cadaver flies. Like, what the hell, bro?
Oh yeah.
Hey, this dude crazy. Hey, Said in West said bro had over 40 terabytes of CP. You know what I'm saying? Brian says she's 13, nothing but childish emotions plus to go through in unalignment, so young. Then he trying to kick her to the curb. Yeah, that's crazy. If anything, he should have been ordering condoms off of Amazon. Hey, that would have saved a lot of stuff. For real though. Hey, 713, what's the word with it? Brian also said 40. That's like being a major studio with 1,000 films. Your vault, yeah. And then he said, sounds like Celeste may have been touched by family to start her down this path, and David picked up on it. I don't think we heard anything about that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when you in a situation like that, it can either go two ways, to where you become promiscuous or you cover up to where you don't want people to see you. So who knows? The crazy part about it is they was a couple years apart. You know, it wasn't like he was in his 30s, but he's still technically legal and like damn near 7 years older than her. What you about to say, bro?
Yeah, I was going off the comments of Set in the West and Brian, you know what I'm saying, mentioning flies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, another gruesome detail in the preliminary hearing, you know, maggots and flies and the stench of the body weighing 71 pounds. And before the main medical examiner can get to the body, smelled the body outside the door all the way down the hallway. Once there to examine the body, there was larvae and flies. You know what I'm saying? Like, gruesome, very gruesome. That special circumstances right there all the way. Set in the West with the 40 terabytes of CP. I was just thinking, you know, this is just the preliminary trial, and when the real trial comes up, and whoever's in that courtroom has to sit through 40 terabytes of you soaking it up with your own eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? Which could be very traumatic to the audience. You know what I mean? They gonna probably go home and have nightmares and dreams about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Which could be disturbing, you know, psychologically to them. You feel me?
Yeah, I know they wouldn't allow that, but yeah.
What do you mean they wouldn't allow what?
The viewing of those type of videos, like that's the type of stuff that I guess detectives and the people that kind of specialize in seeing it.
They have to play it in the court as evidence.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. It's evidence.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna say they have to play it. And the since the prosecution, the DA has that evidence, they have to turn that over to the defense, and they have to watch it all.
The thing is, I don't think that they'll play that for the audience, but I think the actual film will be reviewed and it will be told in certain detail, or they probably even have screenshots. But I don't think that they'll actually show like
that would be terrifying to the
and all that other stuff.
I mean, you talk about damning evidence. Like, you know, as soon as you see that, the trial is over. You guys might as well get up, go in there. You know what I'm saying? Have your deliberation and come back out in 15 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie. If that type of information was disclosed in its entirety, nigga, like that's a damn near motherfucking Vince Carter, East Bay between the legs, 360 type of slam dunk ass fucking case right there. It's over. Soon as they show any of that, it's like, oh yeah, guilty.
That's exactly like what I'm saying.
That's one of those situations where they, hey, do y'all have to go in the back to deliberate? No, like they gonna right. Like, this nigga's done.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
like, so you don't think none of that footage will be shown in court?
The stuff that's like, if it's very,
you know what they'll do? They'll probably, if it's graphic, even if it's graphic, they would probably use still shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they will show the video in totality.
That's enough.
Have certain screenshots that so-and-so did X, Y, and Z. You see the still shot, and then they did X, Y, and Z from the still shot. You know, it'll be delivered that type of way. You know what I'm saying?
But yo, 40 terabytes is included as evidence.
That's a lot of stuff to pick from.
No matter what, the DA has to watch it all.
This thing Brian said, windmill jam from the parking lot. Hey.
Absolutely. And that's what this case is, bro. Yo, I don't think this is going to be a long case at all, bro. This is not going to drag on for years. This is open and shut.
Nah.
Done.
Nah. basically this court case is going to have a lot of evidence that's going to be talked about, and then once it go to deliberation, it's going to be quick and done. It's not going to be no hung jury to where people going to be feeling some type of way. I think everybody's going to be in agreement of what's going on in their decision. And we have another video also, bro, by Blackie Speaks. It says David's defense. Celeste may have held the weapon.
Huh?
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing that I thought. Man. So let's get into this. This is like 11-minute video and shit, so we can kind of run through this and see what David defense is talking about. I wonder what type of lawyers he got to try to make this type of defense to get off, but it ain't gonna work. I don't think
so. Some scumbags.
Now, day 4 of David's, spelled D4vd, preliminary hearing has come to an end, and the focus shifted to one of the most important pieces of evidence in the entire case, Celeste Rivas Hernandez autopsy. Dr. Grant Ho, the deputy medical examiner who performed the examination, testified as the court turned directly to how 14-year-old Celeste died. But the most surprising moment came when David's defense began questioning Dr. Grant Ho, the medical examiner who performed Celeste's autopsy. During cross-examination, the defense raised a possibility that Celeste may have been holding the object that caused the penetrating wounds. In other words, the defense was testing whether those injuries could have been self-inflicted. Although Dr. Ho did not know that happened. And somehow that was not even the most disturbing testimony heard in court. Detective Corey Farrell also testified about alleged private messages, images, and details involving David and Celeste that have never ever been laid out this clearly before. Now, I'm not going to talk about that here because that in itself needs its own video. And that's the video that I'll drop right after this one. But for this video, we're staying focused on the autopsy, what the medical examiner could actually establish about Celeste's death, and the questions David's defense raised about how those injuries may have occurred. Unlike investigators, prosecutors, or defense attorneys, the medical examiner is not there to build a theory around the case. His role is to explain what Celeste remains revealed, what could be medically established and what could not. The autopsy findings had already determined that Celeste died from multiple penetrating injuries caused by one or more objects, and that her death was ruled a homicide. The report documented 2 separate wounds to her torso. One penetrated her liver, while the other was located on the lower side of her chest. It also showed just how difficult the examination was. Celeste's remains were already in an advanced state of decomposition, and several parts of her body had been dismembered before she was discovered inside the front trunk of the Tesla registered to David. So after 3 days focused heavily on the vehicle, the inflatable pool, DNA testing, and other physical evidence, Day 4 brought the court directly to the medical findings surrounding Celeste's death, and in a case filled with allegations, competing arguments, and questions about what the evidence actually proves, the medical examiner's testimony gave the court one of its clearest looks at the death itself. So earlier in the day, the court heard from Dr. Grant Ho, the Los Angeles County Deputy Medical Examiner who performed Celeste Rivas Hernandez autopsy, and almost immediately, he made one major limitation clear. Because Celeste's remains were already so badly decomposed, he could not determine exactly when she died. Dr. Ho said that the most he could determine was that she had been dead for at least a matter of weeks. When prosecutors asked whether it could have been months, he agreed that was also possible.
Traveling with your gun.
Most definitely.
From what we've seen so far, and you got to be a piece of shit ass lawyer to try to defend this and say, hey, what if it was something that she did? Like, come on now. Like,
dude, I mean, did you hear what this man said in the beginning? That she self-inflicted the wounds to herself. So
impossible, bro.
So he decides to finish the job? I mean, come on. No, none of that sounds right. You know what I'm saying? Especially from the last report that I did on this, the last video. Like, I'm going to go back to that video because I might have to follow up on the story and use some of that footage. But, you know, like I said, there was a mention of a burn cage somewhere, and that's probably going to be later on in the preliminary hearing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other details that was, I ain't gonna say that was left out. That's one of the key ones right there. But like you said, dude, you gotta be a real piece of shit to think you're gonna get away with this, man. You cannot. Normal human beings don't think like this. This is all I'm saying. There's something wrong with that dude. Period. And no, she's not going to sit there and do this or to the kidney. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't believe none of that. And I hope that's not going to be the angle that they coming out with as for their defense, because they're going to look very stupid in court trying to prove that theory. You know what I'm saying?
That low key looked like a weak ass defense, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, man.
Said, what was she juggling knives and chainsaws while walking down the stairs to the basement?
Right.
You know, you're asked out if you're 6 is grabbing at fake straw. Yeah, like the thing is like, that's what I'm saying. Like they get paid to do their job and shit like that, and it seemed very unmoral to try to defend what's going on. Like you can't really have a conscience. Like that's why they say like lawyers and politicians are like the main motherfuckers that be lying, bro. And this is a situation where it's like, well, shit, I'll take the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're guilty or not, but hey, I'll try to defend you. And that's crazy. Like it would be hard to defend somebody to where I believe that they actually had involvement with, you know, taking this girl life, and you're trying to have a defense saying like, oh, she did it to herself. Like, come on, man, you really a piece of shit for that, for sure.
Yeah, scumbag.
Big time.
Matters because prosecutors allege that Celeste was killed at David's Hollywood Hills home after arriving there on April 23rd, 2025. Right. Her remains were not discovered inside the front trunk of that Tesla registered to him until September 8, nearly 5 months later, and 1 day after she would have turned 15 years old. Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman, one of the prosecutors handling the case, directly asked Dr. Ho whether Celeste ever reached her 15th birthday. He answered no. Dr. Ho then explained that decomposition had created numerous defects across Celeste's skin, meaning not every mark could automatically be classified as an injury she suffered while alive. But 2 wounds stood out because they were connected to the damage inside her body. One penetrating wound entered through her abdomen, passed through her diaphragm, and penetrated her liver. A second penetrating wound on the left side of her chest extended at least 2 inches into the chest cavity, entered near the lung, and damaged an adjacent rib. Dr. Ho testified that the wounds were penetrating sharp force injuries, and that each was independently life-threatening. The liver wound could have caused catastrophic internal bleeding. The chest wound could have impaired her breathing by allowing air into the chest cavity or by damaging the lung. When prosecutors then asked how quickly someone with those injuries could die without medical treatment, Dr. Ho testified that death could have occurred within minutes, although he acknowledged that she could potentially have survived for hours. Based on the multiple penetrating injuries and the overall circumstances of the case, including the dismemberment and concealment of her body, Dr. Ho classified the manner of death as homicide. He explained that homicide is the medical examiner's manner of death classification for a death caused by another person. But that classification did not identify who caused the injuries, establish that David was responsible, or reveal the exact circumstances of Celeste's death.
What?
That is where David's defense began pushing back. Defense attorney Marilyn Bednarski asked whether Dr. Ho could determine who had been holding the sharp object that caused the penetrating wounds. Dr. Ho said he could not. She then asked whether he could rule out the possibility that Celeste had been holding it herself. In other words, the defense was suggesting that the wounds on Celeste's body, the same wounds the medical examiner said caused her death, could have been self-inflicted. Medical examiner Dr. Ho explained that when they suspect someone may have caused their own sharp force injuries, they often look for what are called hesitation marks. Those are smaller, more superficial cuts near the deeper wound, which can suggest that a person hesitated before causing the fatal injury. But in Celeste's case, none were found. Dr. Ho also acknowledged that the autopsy could not reconstruct exactly how the wounds happened. He could not determine Celeste's exact body position, whether she was moving toward the object, how quickly her body may have been moving at the moment of contact, which wound came first, or how much time passed between them. So the defense was not proving that Celeste injured herself. They were pointing out that although Dr. Ho, the medical examiner, classified the death as a homicide, the autopsy could not show exactly who was holding the object or precisely how the fatal wounds were caused.
Really?
From there, Dr. Ho, the medical examiner, described the condition of Celeste's remains and what the autopsy showed about the dismemberment. He testified that each arm had been separated in one place, while each leg had been cut in two places, once around the upper thigh and again below the knee. The cuts were also made at slightly different heights on the two legs. Prosecutors asked whether that could mean the legs were cut one at a time, rather than with one straight cut across both of them. Dr. Ho said that was possible. He explained that the cuts went through bone and the exposed surfaces appeared smooth. A knife or scalpel can cut through skin and other soft tissue, but cutting through dense bone would generally require some type of powered saw. Prosecutors then asked whether the cuts could be consistent with a power saw, including a chainsaw. Dr. Ho said they could be, but he could not determine exactly what tool had been used. He also could not determine whether the dismemberment happened before or after Celeste died. Dr. Ho also testified that Celeste's left ring finger and left pinky finger had been removed. Earlier evidence indicated that one of those fingers had carried a red tattoo that read David. The cuts around the finger also appeared clean and smooth, and Dr. Ho said they were consistent with.
Look, it really don't take no rocket science to understand the fact that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the evidence that they have as far as the items that he purchased, I'm pretty sure contributed to her demise. You know what I'm saying? Like to go through, you know, bone and everything, you definitely need something that was described earlier. People was talking about, you know, Brian said the chainsaw, he was shopping for one. You know what I'm saying? So all this stuff isn't just no mere coincidence, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like we can all say guilty until proven innocent and all that shit. But I mean, innocent until I said it backwards, but innocent until proven guilty. But this motherfucker, hey, this nigga's guilty until y'all say otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too many different factors that's putting him on. And the crazy part about it is, it's too many factors that putting him on the scene. And ironically, when all this stuff broke, he wasn't on the scene. You know, he did that purposely, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that he was far away from the crime whenever she was found. Oh, he had to cancel his tour and all that shit or whatever. So at the end of the day, bro, like, if I'm wrong, then hey, I'm wrong. But this sounds like something that's 99.99999% correct. You feel me? And I really find it very unfortunate that this young girl lost her life due to dealing with some dumbass, you know, some sicko. You feel me? Like, what you got to say about that, brother?
I mean, these ain't final thoughts, right?
No. Hey, your mic, you kind of sound far away a little bit.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me push her in there. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Nah, like I said, this ain't final thoughts. Nah, but that point from the video that we just seen right there, what he was speaking on at the beginning was like, you know, the defense angle and how they gonna come out and, you know, this is her doing self-inflicting wounds and all that. But every time you start speaking on the things that the prosecution had, outweighs all of that. Every time you mention anything about what the prosecution had, it's like, okay, well, I don't believe none of that. I believe more what they saying. You know what I'm saying? This sounds like, but really, this sounds imaginary. And you bet. And like, I'm thinking, what could the defense come out with to defend this man?
Nothing. That's why they can't. Like, don't you think if they would have had anything else, they would have came with something better? They don't have no defense. That's why they said, oh, well, you know, she did it to herself. Like, come on now. There's no other angle to where y'all can flip it and say that she was actually responsible for that.
Now, let's hypothetically check this out, right? I mentioned the song earlier. I don't know the name of the song. It's what blew him up, I guess.
Yeah,
that video,
homicide.
Yeah, that video was playing in the background as we was watching the video. I'm looking at the video for about a good 10 or 15 seconds. And what I seen was a girl that resembled Celeste in the video. Okay. He made this video years before that this happened. But I'm sure that relationship was established during the time he made the video. You know what I'm saying? Why would he bring in a stand-in look-alike? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking, I'm like, huh? Am I seeing things right? You know what I mean? That shit, could that be used as evidence in court?
To a certain extent, yeah.
You know what I mean? They could probably they might bring that in there, bro. That resemblance is too close.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility, but since it's not her, like, you know what I'm saying? That, like we've been talking about this, you know, whole artist interpolation type of shit and all that stuff, whatever. But I kind of think this might actually kind of slide to where it's like that can be kind of anybody. You know what I'm
saying? Artistic, but
yeah,
that's too much of a coincidence. Yeah. Too much of a coincidence, bro. For real.
I agree on that. I agree on that. It's just the fact that, like, the difference between the other situations to where they're literally saying the street, the person name.
I get you. I got you.
I'm saying this is kind of a little bit more ambiguous to where it's like it's kind of open-ended to where you can think that it's her, but then again, it's not. But we all see it that, like, hey, this girl got curly hair, look like she's Hispanic, just like everyone else and all that other stuff. So I wouldn't, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be shocked if they try to use it, but then I wouldn't be shocked also if they kind of strike it from evidence. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm on the same page with you. Like, all that stuff, like, is crazy that this is another. We got self-snitching in hip-hop, self-snitching in R&B or whatever. You feel me? And this is like another case of, like, why the fuck would you be saying, like, in the back of my mind, I killed you and all this crazy stuff, and then somebody ended up not. It just, it don't look good for this dude. So anything, everything that he said can and will be used against him. So I believe that they could use that as evidence, but it's going to be up to them bullshit ass lawyers and the judge to agree that, hey, no, we can't use this because that's just a random ass female. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit, we almost done with this video though.
A sharp tool, such as a knife or saw. Investigators also found tiny blue fragments embedded in several of the cut areas. Dr. Ho could not identify the material because the pieces were so small, so they were collected and sent to criminalists for further examination. Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman, one of the prosecutors in the case, then asked the medical examiner Dr. Ho to consider a hypothetical scenario. She asked whether the fragments could be consistent with Celeste's body being placed inside a blue inflatable pool and then dismembered with a chainsaw. The defense then objected, arguing that the question was speculative because Dr. Ho did not know where the blue fragments had come from. And then the judge, Charlene Olmedo, allowed him to answer. Dr. Ho said that was actually possible. But that answer did not prove that either the pool or a chainsaw had been used. It only meant that the scenario prosecutors described was medically possible. Prosecutors could then compare that testimony with the separate evidence concerning the damaged pool, the blue fragments, and the saws purchased in the case. The testimony then turned to toxicology and whether drugs or alcohol may have contributed to Celeste's death. Because decomposition had left no blood available for testing, the medical examiner's office tested tissue from her liver instead. Dr. Ho said the initial screening showed possible signs of benzodiazepines and methamphetamine, but additional testing did not confirm the benzodiazepine result, and the methamphetamine result remained inconclusive. Now, a very small amount of ethanol was also detected, but Dr. Ho explained that alcohol can sometimes be produced as a body decomposes, meaning the result did not necessarily show that Celeste had consumed alcohol before her death. During cross-examination, defense attorney Marilyn Bednarski asked whether decomposition could make toxicology testing less reliable. Dr. Ho said it potentially could. She also asked whether the results supported an overdose as the cause of death. Dr. Ho said they did not. And then the defense then asked whether information about someone's life could help medical examiners consider other possible explanations for a death that could include a history of drug use, suicidal behavior, mental health struggles, or violence.
These lawyers, they on some other shit, man. Hold up. All right.
And And the medical examiner, Dr. Ho, agreed that this type of background information could potentially be useful. He also acknowledged that he had not spoken directly with Celeste's family before the medical examiner's office classified her death as a homicide. Now, the defense appeared to be emphasizing the information Dr. Ho did not have when he reached his conclusion, but nothing found during the toxicology testing established an overdose or provided another medical cause of Celeste's death. And then the defense continued questioning Dr. Ho about what decomposition prevented him from determining. He said he could not measure the liver wound's full original depth because the organ had softened and shrunk after her death. He also could not determine whether the wound had cut through a major artery or whether the bleeding had mainly occurred inside or outside the body. Because of the condition of Celeste's remains, Dr. Ho also could not determine whether there had been signs of a struggle before her death. The defense then questioned him about damage found on one of her ribs. Dr. Ho acknowledged that one damaged area could resemble the type of defect caused by a gunshot, but he could not conclude that Celeste had been shot. No bullet or other projectile was recovered, and there was no additional physical evidence establishing a gunshot wound. So basically, the fact that Celeste's body had been decomposing for so long put the medical examiner at a major disadvantage. Even though these are trained professionals, there's only so much they can determine when a body is in that kind of condition. Dr. Ho, the medical examiner, could still identify the injuries and explain how severe they were, but he could not construct every detail of how they happened. And that is exactly where David's defense started poking holes. They focused on every gap the autopsy could not fill. Who may have been holding the object that caused the wounds? Whether there had been a struggle, and whether Celeste could have been holding it herself. They did not, however, prove that Celeste injured herself, but they were trying to create doubt around the parts of the story the medical examiner could no longer answer with certainty. But Dr. Ho's conclusion stayed the same. Celeste died from multiple penetrating injuries, and her death was classified as a homicide. And that is where the medical evidence stood at the end of day 4. In the next video, I'll be covering the testimony from Detective Corey Farrell, including the private messages, photos, and other evidence prosecutors say documented David's relationship with Celeste. Guys, drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new here.
Yeah, W video from Blackie Speaks, man. Brian said, a wise man once said, I believe in coincidences. I just don't trust them. I wonder if they have him on suicide watch as the trial gets closer. Then he also said his lawyers are on that sugar, honey, and money. You know what I'm saying? Because they damn sure acting funny, man. I really don't believe they lawyer, man.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, that's some unconscious immoral shit right there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, for real though.
The movie The Devil's Advocate, you know what I mean?
That part.
Yeah, man. This video right here, hey, people, don't believe none of that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't getting off. He does not have a defense. You know what I'm saying? This is all, everything points to him. He's not the only one. There's some other culprits out there. I believe he had at least one other accomplice along with the ride to help him out with this. You know what I mean? I don't think he did this by himself. I'm talking about the getaway part of it. The aftermath of the situation. You know what I'm saying? What do I do now? You know what I mean? Yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. He had to have at least possibly 2 to 3 different people. You know what I'm saying? We got one, the Asian friend. They were saying he was like a roommate or something, right?
Right.
So we got him. Do we have any type of management? That could be possibly 2.
Right.
And then the parents. Now, possibly, I'll say on the side of David's mother, with her knowing you're bring that ass here. You know what I'm saying? You caught up in the bullshit now. So if you knew that he was messing around with this girl, then you could possibly know that he had to do something with her getting out of here. You feel me? So bring that ass in here. You need to be questioned and interrogated for all this stuff. So there's multiple people that they can go after. And I believe that his roommate is going to snitch on him. I believe his roommate is going to say something very incriminating. Like, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
With the roommate, the situation with that, yeah, I mean, the footage that they had, like, they was claiming allegedly that she was inside the Tesla and the vehicle was moving down the street, and the footage that they captured was a light-skinned person, uh, possibly his friend. He had a certain hairstyle or a certain hoodie or a red hoodie or something. I can't remember what the detail was with that, but then that's how they linked him with that. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was brought in for questioning. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, you know, if he gonna be what type of person that he is, he gonna be like, I ain't got nothing to do with this. He probably said something like, he just told me to drive the car down the street or something. You know what I'm saying? They also said, I don't know if that had something to do with it too, but that was the moment that they had tracked his car through the Tesla navigation that moved from Hollywood Hills to Santa Barbara County and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know if that had something to do with it, if that was that actual moment that the car was moved from that position to the other. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So the Asian guy could probably possibly be the one that drove out to Santa Barbara County and got rid of some other stuff that was probably hers or something. I don't know. But that would be crazy to drive all the way to Santa Barbara County with a corpse in the trunk. Like, yo. I don't know. But the car was moved. They were saying she was in the trunk at that time while the vehicle was moved. So
Hey, I'm listening to what you're saying, and then I'm seeing something going on in the chat, man. Micah said David's situation genuinely is insane. Dude was talented too. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie, like I was a big ass fan of him before all this stuff happened. Like, I'm like a lot of other people, like, who the fuck is this person? Like, I came across his music once this whole case kind of came out of nowhere. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, I really never gave his music any artistic evaluation due to the fact of knowing what happened, what he allegedly did. You feel me? So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that very much tampered my whole opinion about his music capabilities. Like, honestly, on some real shit, this is something I'm still thinking about, but just overall, I believe that if you're a piece of shit human, no matter how good you are, it affects your craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you just
right.
R. Kelly, you can make, like, R. Kelly made some of the most dope music, especially when it comes to like R&B. The dude is extremely talented, but knowing that he liked to mess with people of a certain age and stuff, that definitely make me think differently about him. So the same thing goes for David. If this dude was willing to get with this person that was underage and do the type of stuff that he was doing, you get no play, you get no credit. And the reason why we're talking about this is because it's still about to go to trial and everything isn't signed, sealed, and delivered. But once it's over with, yeah, he's just going to go down as a POS. And that's that.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that shit is crazy. But Micah said R. Kelly's voice was absolutely beautiful, but I can't even listen to I Believe I Can Fly because bro pees on KIDS. You know what I'm saying? And that's wild. Like, the crazy part about it is, it's like let's be real. The last situation what he actually got, and that's the crazy part about it. The last situation what he got caught up for having women that was of age, but they were saying that he had like a little sex slave and the entrapment and keeping them enclosed in basically kidnapping. You know what I'm saying? But the stuff that we seen back in the day, he was literally urinating on someone that, you know what I'm saying? We know that. And it's on tape. It's no denying. It's not like Michael Jackson where they said the kids was in the bed with them. Maybe they wasn't in the bed. He touched me. Oh no, he didn't touch me. There's actual footage of R. Kelly doing the stuff that he was being accused of, but they didn't. I don't think he was actually charged for that. He got charged for dealing with some adults and basically having them against their will type shit or whatever. So, like, when it comes to the music side, knowing that going on his personal side, yeah, it's like you kind of like a piece of shit, bro. And it's hard to support or stand by anybody that's like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Well, like, what's your final thoughts on this, homie?
Final thoughts.
Piece of shit.
D4vd. You piece of shit ass motherfucker. I wish I could put a bump on your fucking forehead, but this part did. Bing! You hear that sound?
Slap him with this side and that side.
Grab by the nigga going, da. But you know what? I ain't gotta do that. In about a year, you gonna be there.
Hey.
And that dude Fleece Johnson gonna pop up. Hey, he gonna pop up like, I like some booty. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
He gonna want a piece of your ass. Trust me, man. Everything against your ass is damning evidence. You're not getting away with it. And I don't know how you thought you was gonna get away with it. The whole thing of the narrative of this whole situation is very scumbaggish. No one's appreciate you. Everyone is thinking like me. I hope they are, because if you're not thinking like me, then you an evil ass nigga. You an evil motherfucker for thinking like if you feel sorry for this piece of shit. Fuck this motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. And I want him to face that justice. And you know what it is, the real justice. You know what I'm saying? We want that. Okay? We want to hear about that. And then I will be satisfied. Because that's what you deserve. Period. Okay? I don't care if this is allegedly or innocent before proven guilty. I don't care about none of that. Because I see what's going on. Everybody else do too. We ain't fucking stupid. We know what the hell's going on in this. You know what I'm saying? He's a sociopath, okay? For you to do these gruesome things to this young lady, man, I honestly think that this dude probably thought he was going to get away with it. And if he did, he would probably do it again. You feel what I'm saying? Honestly, he's in that mind of like, you know, that Jeffrey Dahmer mind and these serial type offers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives me that. Sociopath for sure. He ain't hanging out with his own peers. He hanging out with kids. The hell? What you doing in a relationship with a kid, man? That's why you need da and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to happen too. Believe me when I say that. If not, PC, solitary confinement for the rest of your life. And you ain't going to never be the same after that. You ain't gonna never be the same if you ain't walking through no general population, man. Because you're gonna be somebody bitch. That's some real shit. Real shit. Oh, he gonna be my Shelly? Come on up in here, young blood. Come on up here. Man. Yeah, and I hope he get all of that. I'm talking about that real justice, you know. He gonna get the justice for sure. That American justice. You know what I'm saying? The judicial system of America. He gonna get that. There's no way he's getting away with this. There's no possible way that his lawyers can defend him. This man is fried and cooked like the burn cage he was gonna put man, come on. The man going down. I wish him nothing but no happiness for the rest of his life. I'm sorry, people, if I have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But this dude's a dirtbag. Why would you want to wish him to, I hope he gets out of this? Is anyone thinking that, by the way?
I don't know. That got to be very rare. And I got a couple of thoughts that's coming across my mind. Like, I believe that he's going to be living basically hell on earth the rest of his days of his life. It's not going to be pretty for him.
Well, no.
Another thing, it got to be two type of scenarios. One, like you said, he must be a sociopath, a crazy person that thought like it's no way, especially how all this stuff is coming out. Like, we're not no advanced, unalivers and shit like that, but just common sense tell you I'm not gonna order this item that I'm gonna use to do some harm to somebody. At least I'm not gonna order it with my credit card to where you can see that it was shipped Tuesday at 3 p.m. to this location. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can put timestamps together, and it was used on Thursday at this particular time. Like, it's given either the dude is a sociopath, psychopath, whichever one that classifies that, or I don't really want to get in that conspiracy bag, or there's got to be some type of setup from the higher ups to where it's like it's some humiliation ritual. But I can't really go with that one because I don't see this dude getting off by no chance. It ain't no way that he's going to get off from this, bro. Like, the only way that can happen is they say, oh, well, like, yes, she was found in his car, but a lot of this stuff was either it's not how it looks, and you're going to have a very hard time fighting these messages, fighting the fact that, oh, well, this was used in her unalivement and you purchased this type of item. So it's too many things that's tying them together for that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, with the whole Diddy situation, people thought like, and to take away emotion from actual facts, people were saying like, oh, Diddy deserved to have the rest of his life in jail. No, I don't think he should go to jail for the rest of his life for the stuff that they was trying to get him for. But people was actually shocked that he only got, a couple of years? You know what I'm saying? People wanted him to down there do like 10, 15 years or whatever it is. So with this situation with David, I don't think that there's any type of way to where he could be facing 25 to life or something and then get away with just 2 years.
Nope. It's an L on there. Yep. You're going to get life and it ain't going to be no 25 years. I know that. They're going to give you way more than that. This is special circumstances. You dismembered a body. Evidence is left for the fact because the evidence prior to that was you ordering the evidence to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's tied and linked together. You're not just that evidence alone takes this man out. You're out of here. You're gone. See you later. Hasta la bye-bye. It was not great to know you. I didn't know you in the first place. I only heard of D4vd, like you said, when this popped up. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man. Hey, to each his own. Bad choice in life, buddy. Bad choice. You know what I mean? That's it. That's how it goes in life. It's all about choices. You made a bad choice.
Yeah. Duh. W live, W conversation. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Brian, Micah, Splashy, everybody, man. This. If we get an update with this stuff, we're definitely going to pull back up. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about it and shit, man, because it needs to be discussed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Catch us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You know what I'm saying? At 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all don't miss that. And I'm not going to lie. We're going to have some more streams to where, you know what I'm saying, we might be doing more than a little bit these 3 days. So just stay tuned. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe. Y'all follow, hit that like, get us in the algorithm and shit like that. And y'all have a safe night, man. Peace.
Yo, you now rocking with classic music. Now what I want you to do is hit that like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Yeah, let's get it.